Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm taking a first look at the Alcatel One Touch Pop Astro on T-Mobile. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. Normally when I do my first looks or introductions, I run benchmark tests and kind of show you how the phone works and operates. But right now I am in the works of having a better place to review phones like this, to where I can use both hands to mess with the phone, show you all about it, and have a fixed camera to where I ain't gotta have shakiness and all that stuff, so to make a better experience in review. So for this video here, I just wanted to do it like this. I may run some tests, I'm not sure yet, but I will be giving you the specs of the phone, what I think about it first of all, and just can take you on the phone and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. I've always been an Alcatel fan. Ever since my very first Alcatel phone, I have really liked the name brand, and they are very reliable in my opinion. Some may not like it, some may love it, but to me, it's one of my favorite name brands of a phone. But yeah, kind of surprising, but it is. So anyway, let's go over some of the specs of the phone. This phone runs Android 4.4.4 KitKat. This phone does have a 4.5 inch display at 540 by 960 resolution at 245 pixels per inch. It does have a 5 megapixel camera on the rear with LED flash, records in full 1080 at 30 frames per second, and has a VGA front-facing camera right there. This phone runs a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core MediaTek processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM, with 4 gigs of built-in storage, with 1.5 gigs available to user, and it will support up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. It has a 2000 milliamp hour removable battery, with an estimated 10 days of standby time and an estimated talk time of 9 hours. Like I said, the battery is removable. We'll go ahead to take the back of it off here, and you will see here that the battery can be replaced, which is a dying trend in a lot of phones now. Personally, I prefer a phone to where I can buy a spare battery, you know, if it goes bad, because I mean, if you buy a phone with a battery that is non-user replaceable and it happens to go bad, you got to spend money, you know, to buy a new phone, or to get somebody to go in there and change the battery, or whatever the case may be, costing you extra money that's really not worth it. So I really like to be able to change my own battery, go to eBay, pay $5-10 bucks for a battery, and be all set. And up top here is your micro SIM card slot, and right above it is your micro SD card slot. The phone is made pretty well. It's not the most expensive feeling phone I've ever used or felt. But the front here, of course, is your screen, your speaker here, camera, your proximity sensor. On the bottom is your back, home, and settings button. On the bottom, you got your microphone, micro USB charging port. On top is your other microphone, 3.5mm headset jack. On the right side is your power button. Above it is your volume rocker. On the back, of course, is your Alcatel One Touch branding, your camera and flash, and your single rear speaker here on the rear. This phone feels pretty good. Holding to your ears, very comfortable. So far, calling customer service, I have the phone activated, and I will be taking it out to make phone calls, because in my immediate area I do not have T-Mobile service. And I will explain something to you here about Alcatel phones and their awesome signal response and receiving signal. It does have Wi-Fi calling, which is excellent, even though I have experienced some issues with Wi-Fi calling with different T-Mobile phones that I have used, that, you know, is always given an error code. Right now it is working, so you know, calls are clear. And just to kind of give you a look at the screen, 245 pixels per inch, it looks pretty good. It's not the greatest screen in the world by any means, But I gotta say, this is one of the most powerful phones I've ever used. I have ran benchmark tests, and it really blew me out of the water of the test it ran. I've seen prices of this phone range from around $149.99. That is definitely not what I paid for this phone. This phone, they had it at Walmart for $67. That is an amazing price for this phone. It has its pros and it has its cons. And I will get into that here in just a minute. Also, just across the rack at Walmart, I did see the black version of this phone through Straight Talk, and it was like $10 cheaper than the T-Mobile version. And if I'd have known it before I bought it, I'd have bought the Straight Talk version instead of T-Mobile version. But I didn't because of one reason, and I will get into that here in a minute as well. I did run some benchmark tests and everything, and it's really powerful. It's a really powerful phone, and I think I'm going to wait until I get myself set up here where I can actually do a good review, steady review, to show you all the benchmark tests that I ran on the phone before I, go into all of that. But like I said, phone is very powerful, phone is very nice, and there is no hiccups whatsoever. And it's just an awesome phone. I mean, it really is. If you're looking for a phone that's cheap and reliable, so far calling customer service over Wi-Fi is clear. I mean, no issues. Speakerphone sounds good. Audio, of course, with a rear speaker, laying it on a bed surface where it's covered up, it does muffle the sound quite a bit. A table ain't quite as bad, but it does have a good enough output to be able to hear it. The camera does not have autofocus, and that's a really bad thing. And one thing to be, this phone could have been improved on was camera quality. It's not great. It's just not good at all. No autofocus, so what you take, what you see, what you get. Similarly with video quality, it's pretty shoddy. The front-facing camera in a room like this, this kind of light, has a really bad red orangey tint to it, and it's just miserable looking. It records in 3GPP files, and it's just not great at all. So this phone right here, for the price, yes, you're getting a very fast processor that makes the phone run extremely fast and quick, but sacrificing is camera. It's just terrible. It does okay in bright situations, in a pinch, just to get a picture if you want to get a picture, and there's very little controls as far as camera controls go, and I'll get into all of that more in the in-depth review of the phone. Now this phone, like I said, does have Wi-Fi calling, which is awesome because in my area I have 0 T-Mobile service. About a mile down the road, full service. Here, none. But that's where the Alcatel signal really soars. Previously, I had a Microsoft Lumia 435 activated here, and no matter where I went, I had no service, period. I don't care where I went, outside, inside, no service, zip, nothing. I can sit right here, lay the phone on my bed, and get 2 bars of T-Mobile service and positively no service area. Now, of course, when you pick the phone up and put it to your ear, it loses service because it ain't strong enough, but that shows a whole lot, showing that other phones from T-Mobile, even older phones that have like excellent reception, has no service here, has no service in my immediate area, but the Alcatel pulls 2 bars of service and gets out better than my Boost mobile phone that has service just outside my area. So I gotta say, Alcatel is one of the strongest reception phones I've ever used. Call quality is good. Battery life, 2000 milliamp hour, and it's okay. Battery does seem to drain. I use Wi-Fi calling, and from what I understand, Wi-Fi calling and stuff like that does not go against your minutes. Now, reason why I got the T-Mobile version is because they got a plan that is pay as you go, $3 a month, and you get 30 minutes or 30 texts or you can mix match it whatever you want to do. And that's the reason why I bought the T-Mobile version instead of the straight talk version, because I am on that $3 a month plan, to where it's just an emergency phone if I happen to be somewhere where T-Mobile has service the Boost Mobile don't. And I apologize, this is such a long video for a first look, but I want to get all the stuff out here and kind of tell you everything about the phone in the first look before I do my in-depth review here soon. But like I said, it's an excellent phone. Wi-Fi calling, I've had issues with it. There's times it'll say it's missing this, or has an invalid something, or valid this, and it's kind of annoying. Now, as far as text messages go, I believe that counts off of your plan, but as far as Wi-Fi calling, it does not, which is awesome. So you can talk for an hour on a plan only meant for 30 minutes, and it's free because you have Wi-Fi calling. So that's one awesome thing about this phone and T-Mobile and everything. But very fast phone, very speedy phone. Stay tuned for the in-depth review of this phone. I'm going to be doing some tests, some picture, video quality tests, outside, driving tests, all that stuff. Just going through the paces with the phone. Another one of the biggest major cons is only 4 gigabytes of internal storage, which only gives you 1.5 gigs available to user, which is pitiful, but for the price point, what do you really expect? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you got any questions or comments about the Alcatel One Touch Pop Astro on T-Mobile, leave them in the comment section below. I will be sharing on Google Plus, Twitter, and feel free to share it the same. I would really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to my channel. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.